Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So my name is Halle and I am doing a bit of a different video today. I've also gone for a different hairstyle. So if I start fanning around with my hair, it's because I'm just not feeling it. Today's video I am going to be doing everything you need to know about university. So I'm going to like walk you through the UCAS application and like what to expect at university. I was going to do it in two different videos, but like I've been meaning to film a UCAS application video for so long. I actually did film one back in October and then I just got bored of editing it because like I hate doing sit down videos. So I'm actually going to stick this one out because I think it would be really useful. And I did put up a poll like way back in October about like any questions that you might have, so I've used some questions from that and just some questions that I remember I was like thinking when I was in this position, which was only last year. Like this is fresh for me, just like it's probably going to be fresh for you whenever you're watching this. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to do two parts of the video. The first part of the video is going to be the UCAS application part, so like before you're actually going into university, and then the second half of the video is going to be the questions about like moving to university, you know, your first year. So the first question I got was, how did you pick your first choice university? My first choice was actually quite hard. I didn't have anywhere specifically in mind. If I'm being honest, mine depended more on the course because I take forensic psychology and unfortunately like not many universities do that. I knew that I didn't want to commit to psychology itself because it was a toss-up between English language and journalism, or just journalism, or forensic psychology. I knew that I didn't want to do psychology because it was too, like, I thought that was going to be a bit too heavy for me. Obviously like forensic psychology is pretty niche, so I found it really hard to actually find universities that were doing like just forensic psychology. So I filtered that out in the UCAS like hub box. I think there's like a search bar and you can literally search your like specific course, and then just from that like alone you can see which uni to actually do your courses, because I definitely say pick your course before your uni because it really helps. I then started to think about what was manageable for me. So like I was always very anxious about going to university. The whole concept really scared me and I felt like it was really like sudden. Like I kind of was like, oh god, sixth form is over now. Do you know what I mean? Like it was very sudden for me. It felt like it anyway. So I was like, where am I going to feel like most at home? And I knew I didn't want to stay up north because I knew I'd be tempted to just come home every weekend, and I really wanted a change of scenery. I know university is all about like moving out and like finding yourself in like a new city, so that's why I didn't stay up north. And then I was like, well, I've got quite a lot of family down near Bath and Bristol, so I started to research both Bath and Bristol. I prefer Bath to Bristol, don't come for me city wise. So I was like, and also like I know Bath quite well. I've always known Bath quite well because I used to come here when I was younger because my nan is only, you know, not far away. As you probably know if you watch my vlogs, I'm literally like always at my nan's house. So that's how I kind of picked my first choice. I looked at the asking grades and they were fine for me. And then the second question was, how did I pick my firm? My firm was kind of picked for me because they gave me an unconditional offer, and luckily, because I know a lot of unconditional offers are only given if you put it as your first choice, but I put it as my firm and they were okay with that. That's how I kind of picked it. It was picked for me, but I would definitely look out for one that you kind of have to expect to be going there, if you know what I mean. You can't just expect to get your first choice, because then if you don't get your first choice, you know, if something happens and you are in your firm choice, you have to be comfortable with it. If I would really research, I'd say picking your firm choice is just as important as picking your first choice. So the next question was like tips about writing a personal statement. Unfortunately, I have lost my personal statement. I don't think I ever backed it up, and then I kind of just deleted everything once I got through with A-levels. But I remember I did have like a checklist, so I'm going to try like vaguely recall as much of it as I can. I remember one of the most important things was be clear about a subject you're taking, which sounds so obvious, but as I said at the start of this video, I was very much tossed up between journalism and forensic psychology, and they are two completely different subjects, and I started to really panic. I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? So I just had to pick, and obviously I went with forensic psychology and I focused around that. So I had to like really nichely do it, because if you do it too broad, then people are going to think that you're not actually that interested or you haven't researched the course. Another thing I did was I put in any relevant work experience or just experience in general. So for me, luckily my dad made me do, he didn't make me do it, but he kind of did. I didn't really want to do it. He was like, oh, you should do it, it'll be fun. And I was like, oh, fine. And we did this like policing thing over the summer where you had to like create something that would help the community, and then like whoever 1-1 basically, whoever's was the best and the most utilizable. So we did that and we actually won our category, and we went to like these awards and everything for it at the rate. It was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. And obviously that's policing. So a module in forensic psychology is criminology, so I can really link that to forensic psychology. You kind of need to say not even just why you're a good fit for that course, but why you're just a good fit as a student in general, so you can talk about your other work experience. If you've not got work experience, it doesn't matter too much, because I know friends that don't work and they got into unis perfectly fine. Another thing that I would do is I would pick a piece of literature. Yeah, this is a classic trick to use, but it's actually really good. It's a classic trick to use where you pick a book and just say about why you enjoyed it, why it inspired you to do your course. So I think I picked, I can't remember what book I picked. It was a non-fiction book, and I think it was a biography about a forensic psychologist, and I basically just said how it inspired me, and then I started talking about like my possible like career choices. That's another thing you've got to include, what you're wanting to get out of the course. So I put, I want to be a forensic psychologist, so I put that in my personal statement. Yeah, like you need to say what you want to get out of it, also what skills is it going to give you. So mine's definitely going to give me skills in like problem solving and empathy. The next question is how to pick your university course. So mine was pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. I remember especially in year 10, I remember doing like an interview for a teacher for like something, and they were like, so what do you want to do at university? And I remember being like, I have no idea. Like, I have literally no idea. I've always liked criminology. I've always listened to true crime podcasts, you know, the classic. But I always love like murder mysteries, and you know you enjoy it when you're like the non-fiction side of it as well. I feel like you should probably turn your hobbies into a degree. I feel like that's a big way that you know that you're actually going to enjoy it. So my hobbies were like true crime, you know, my interests and stuff, so I turned it into a degree, which is forensic psychology, and here we are today. So definitely think about what you enjoy doing outside of school, then apply it to school, and then see if you can get a degree out of it. The next question is like specifically about university, so it's how to pick accommodation. For me it was really easy. I went to visit my university first. I visited here. I'm a campus university, and I knew that I wanted it to be the most convenient accommodation until I like found my feet. So I looked for on-campus accommodation, which limited me to 2 accommodation blocks. There was like one that's a bit further down campus, and then the one that I'm at now. And yeah, that's how I picked it. So that is my UCAS application bit like out the way, and now I'm going to talk you through like actual university, like freshers information, if you will. How to know what to pack for university. I actually really struggled with this. I'm very high maintenance, and like I like having, like I can't just go a weekend and like if I forget something it ruins my weekend, do you know what I mean? I did so much research. I looked at like TikToks. Oh, do you know what? I handily have a video. I've got a university haul. I will link it down below, because I just realised that saved me a whole explanation of what I packed for university. Well, not of what I packed, it was like more of a haul of like the essentials. You definitely don't need as much kitchen equipment that you think that you do. I'd say stick with the basics, and then if you don't have a good relationship with your flatmates or they're not really like that, then just go out and buy it. You know, there's so much like cheap stuff out there, especially in places like Home Bargains, B&M. We actually had a recycle fair at the start, like near Freshers, where if you'd forgotten things, and you can go out and buy like second-hand ones for like literally very cheap, I think it was, or might even be free if you swap stuff. I wouldn't worry about kitchen stuff too much. For your bedroom, you just need to think about what is going to make you feel at home. My room is very full. Like that was one of the first I remember when I first met Alexis. She came into my room, I hadn't unpacked, I'd literally just moved in. One of the first things she said to me was, wow, you've got a lot of boxes. And I was like, yeah. I know like some of my flatmates have like a bit more minimal rooms, so definitely like think about what's going to make you feel at home. If it's loads of stuff, bring loads of stuff. Who cares? If you need to send it back home, just send it back home. Like, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I also find that there is a lot of underbed storage. I've got quite a lot of stuff under there that I kind of realise I don't need, because for me it's not as easy to just take it home, because home is like 6 hours away. The next question is, what is freshers really like? So freshers is how you make it, in my opinion. I've never been like a big drinker, so freshers kind of scared me because I was like, I don't want to go out and get sloshed every night. I also was being very frugal, like I'm quite big with money, so I just kind of like went at my own pace. I went to like, I kind of just stuck with my flatmates, if I'm being honest. Like I think that's a good thing to maybe try and do, but like I know people have problems with their flatmates, but I'll get onto that in a bit. I don't feel pressured as well. I mean, luckily I didn't feel pressured to do anything when I was on freshers. And also we had a lot of like, not nights in, but like quieter nights. So like I remember a few nights we went just to the student union and we just like had a look at what was going on there. A few nights we kind of just went to other people's flats. I'd say freshers for me, it was more important what I was doing during the day, because that was like the first time when you're kind of like by yourself and you feel guilty for being by yourself, because it's like I should be going out and making friends. So I spent a lot of the freshers week, we had like 2 freshers week. We had a freshers week and a welcome week, but they were all kind of just freshers. We kind of went out every day and did something. I'd say that's a really important thing to do. Like try and just go out as much as you can, because the more you sit in your room, the more you're just going to dwell on like how you've just moved to university. You'll probably end up having a crying listening to Never Grow Up by Taylor Swift. Like that's what I did the other night, I'm not gonna lie. But I remember also take some time for yourself. I don't think we did. Like we had a bit of time to ourselves, but I remember I hadn't unpacked my room until like 10 days after I moved in, which for me was horrible because I just had like boxes and like everyone else had unpacked theirs, but because I brought so much stuff, I just didn't have the time to sort it out because I was always like going out. I wouldn't change a thing, because that's how me and my flatmates really bonded and I'm still really good friends with them. So freshers is how you make it, you know. Yeah, so one of a question that I've been asked quite a lot, like even just by my friends, like how to make long distance work. So if you're in a relationship and you're coming to university, I've seen relationships in university go 2 ways. I feel like if you're not that asked about the relationship, then it is gonna end. Like it's pretty basic, but it would at home anyway. Like don't act like it's university, like it's just you. But for me, like we got together literally just before I moved to university, so like all we've ever really known is long distance, which is a shame because long distance kind of sucks in many ways, but it's also really good in other ways. I feel like it works well for us because we kind of acknowledge the fact that, because like Lloyd's very busy at home, like I said, he's got a full-time job, he's got his own group of friends, same here, like I've got my life here, he's got his life back there, and as much as we're part of each other's lives, like it's really nice to just sort of like be able to grow on your own as well as together, because then we see each other like a good amount. I'd say sometimes we leave it a little bit too long, which is why we're trying to kind of come back and meet each other a bit more, because sometimes it wasn't even like once a month, which was like hard. Like that was hard, I'm not gonna lie. But I think communication is also extremely key. I know everyone says that. I think Lloyd's really good at it. Like he really prompts me to sort of talk to him like if he knows something's wrong, because like even just from a text message you can tell if something's wrong, and I'm quite good at just being like, yeah, it's fine, and I'll like be sat crying in my bed because of literally nothing, and then he'll literally call me and be like, I know you're not okay, like speak speak your shit. So he's pretty good at that. So I think having that balance of like communication and also having the balance of being able to like cope on your own is like massive. Like you have to be a pretty independent person, always having something to look forward to. I've seen that a lot on TikTok and it's so true. Like I said, like I'm now counting the days till I go home, not specifically for Lloyd. Like obviously I'm so excited to see Lloyd, but I'm actually more excited to see my cat, which like he knows he's second to the cat, but I'm so excited to see my family as well. I'd say a big thing is having something to look forward to. Also I think sending little gifts in the post really helps. Like Lloyd sends me flowers pretty much every month. I don't send him a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I think the only thing I can think of is when he got a promotion, I sent him like a brownie, a personalised brownie thing. We also kind of prioritised spending our anniversaries together, so every month we kind of spend our anniversary together, which is kind of why I'm coming home. So on the 9th of March we are going out. We've already got plans for that, so like that's again something to look forward to. Yeah, like celebrate the little things, and then that just really helps. Also we kind of FaceTime pretty much every day. There will be days when we're just too busy to, but I'd say like giving each other like a rundown of your day, whether it's on text, whether it's over a voice memo, whether it's over Snapchat video, or whether it's on call, I think just really helps, really just, you know. So those are my advice for you. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like it, because then it can reach more people who are probably in the same position as you are. And yeah, if you have any more questions, literally feel free to message me on anything, because I'd be more than happy to answer them. I'm more than happy to help. There's probably questions that I've not thought of / haven't been asked. I did a whole university series, by the way, so if you are interested in watching that, because that kind of takes you through when I was packing, like my last week at home, the first day that I moved in, you know, etc, etc, like Freshers Week. There's a lot of that I've just filmed, which I think is actually probably worked out in my favor, because that's going to be so useful for you guys to look at. It's also very nice for me to reminisce on. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe and join the Hallegeorgia Hive if you've not already. Please give me some video ideas, please. I'm gonna get some covers done when I'm home. I don't want to do them at uni because that's kind of awkward, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna get some covers done at home. So I'm gonna put a poll box on for covers. If people want me to cover certain songs, I've got a few in mind. I'm just gonna like smash through. So yeah, enjoy. Have a nice day wherever you are in the world. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.